And welcome back. So last session we did the roof and the chimney, the shingles, and the driveway and the garage door. What I think we're going to do right now is we're going to draw the door, some steps, and kind of finish up the main part of the house. Then next session, after the session, I'll talk about doing the landscape and some shading. So first part, everything we're going to do today, the lines are going to go straight up and down, or go to the vanishing point on the left or the vanishing point on the right. There won't be any other lines that, if it's not going to the vanishing point on the left or right or going straight up and down, it's going to be wrong. So as long as you're doing that, everything should turn out pretty nice. So first thing, let's draw some windows. So windows, pretty easy. Windows, you're going to have the top of the window and the bottom of the window is going to match up with the vanishing point. So I'll have my ruler here, and I'm going to draw, well, I'll do two windows over here. You can do one window, you could do a door, patio, it's your house. But, you want to make sure you know how to draw some windows and doors and how to do it. So you need to follow me exactly, but again, you want to make sure that all your windows and your doors and your steps all match up to the vanishing points and go either straight up and down. So I got my ruler to the vanishing point on the left, and I'm going to do the top of the windows. I'm going to have a line that's going to be a little bit longer, and then one that's going to be a little bit shorter because things are smaller the further they get away. And then that's going to be the top of my windows. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom, and I'm going to draw a little line going to the vanishing point. Be a little longer, and a little shorter for my two windows. And then I'm going to draw some lines straight up and down for the sides. And it's important to keep your ruler straight up and down, the best you can. If it starts going diagonal or it's not straight up and down, it starts looking a little strange. But as long as you're going straight up and down, it's going to be good. So I got my ruler lines going straight up and down for the windows. Then any lines on the outside of that that you extend too far, you can erase. And then the lines for the siding on the inside of that you can erase. Okay, then the same way that we did the garage with the trim, we're going to do the same thing with the windows. So now you have your window, and on the inside of your window, you're going to match your ruler to the vanishing point on the left. And you're going to draw some lines, really thin lines, and on the top and the bottom matching to the vanishing point on the left. And then some lines going straight up and down for the trim around your windows. And then you got your window. So again, lines straight up and down for the sides, and lines going to the vanishing point for the windows itself. If you want to have like a window that opens and shuts, you could do that. And the way that you would do that is you'd match your ruler to the vanishing point on the left, kind of towards the middle. Just draw like a line going straight to that vanishing point, and then either right below it or above it, either or, you draw another thin line. And then that's would be how your windows would open and shut with a line on the inside there. So windows, pretty simple. Lines to the vanishing point on the right. I'm going to throw a door on here now, and do the same thing. So for the door, the vanishing point, I'm going to draw the top's going to the vanishing point, the bottom's going to the vanishing point, and the sides will be straight up and down. So I'll do the sides straight up and down. Then I'll do the top, the vanishing point. the bottom to the vanishing point. And then you can go ahead and you can erase all the lines on the inside. So I got my door, vanishing point, lines go to the vanishing point on the right for the top and the bottom, lines stripping down. I'm going to do the same thing and add some trim on my door. So on the inside, the door, I'm going to have a line going stripping down. I'm going to match the trim to the vanishing point on the right for the top. I'll do the same thing on the left. But I'm not going to throw any trim on the bottom because the door is going to open and shut, and you don't have any trim like right below, on the bottom, but you will have on the top and the sides for the door. Then you can draw a little doorknob if you want. Now I didn't draw my door all the way to the ground because I'm going to draw some steps. You could draw your door a little bit further down if you want. But you don't want to have it all the way down because typically everyone takes a step up. That way you don't got rainwater and everything coming into your house, and it's built up a little bit taller. Rarely will you see a door lined up, especially a residency door, lined up right with the ground. So if you want to throw a window on your door, it's pretty easy. You can just throw a window. You just match the top to the vanishing point and the bottom to the vanishing point. So I'll throw a little window on this door, right about here. So the top goes to the vanishing point, bottom to the vanishing point. So both go to the vanishing point on the right. Then I'll draw some lines straighten down. And then just do the same thing again, where you can throw some trim inside of your window. So match my ruler to the vanishing point for the top, the bottom, and then lines straight up and down the sides. So then you have your door. The next part is probably the most difficult part of the whole project. That's the steps. And they're really not that difficult, but just take your time. If you need to watch this or rewind it and play it a few times, it should help. You feel free to. It's just everything goes to the vanishing point on the left or the vanishing point on the right or straight up and down. As long as the lines are doing that, it's going to be right. So I'm going to do some steps. And what I'm going to do to start out with for my steps is I'm going to make a platform for my door. And typically you have a little platform. That way if you open up the door, let's say there's a trick-or-treater or someone's selling something, they don't get knocked on the ground. That way you can take a little bit of a step to the left or the right. And so what I did is I just matched my ruler to the vanishing point on the right and the bottom of the door and made a little extension in the bottom of the door either way. Then I'll take my ruler to the vanishing point on the left, making my match the vanishing point on the left of the my platform, and I'll make a little extension. So again, the edge of the platform where I had the line come out, I match into the vanishing point on the left. I have a little extension on both sides, the vanishing point on the left. Then I'll go to the vanishing point on the right, and I will match where my extension came out to the vanishing point on the right, draw a line right over. And then I'll draw a line straight up and down, right where I have the edge. And then I'll draw a line straight up and down, and this will be my first steps. These are just lines going straight up and down. Then I'll go to the vanishing point on the right, and I'll match make a line so straight up and down, matching it to the vanishing point on the right. Then I'll go to the vanishing point on the left. Make my step come out a little bit for my second step. Then go back to the vanishing point on the right. Then I'll go straight up and down. Go back to the vanishing point on the right. And if you're trying to figure out how many steps to make, if you take your platform in the very bottom of the house and you match your the bottom of the platform to the bottom of the house up to the vanishing point on the left, kind of make a little extension right there. You can see that it needs to go how far, how many steps you need to do. So I need to do one more step, and then it'll be good. So then I'll match my ruler to the vanishing point on the left. Make the last step, vanishing point on the left. Go to the vanishing point on the right. As you can see, it's the same thing over and over again. Draw a line straight up and down. You kind of match it up for the bottom. Then to the vanishing point on the right. And you got a line straight up and down. And that's your steps. So I'm going to throw a couple more windows in here. Wherever you want to put the windows, you can put the windows. So I think I'll do a giant window right up in the front here. So I'll match the ruler to the top to the vanishing point on the right. The bottom, I'll match the vanishing point on the right. And then I'll draw a line straight up and down on the sides. Then I'll go through and I'll erase the lines in the middle right of my window. And then I'll give it some trim. So the trim, I'm just making some lines going straight up and down the inside. Match it to the vanishing point on the right. Line straight up and down on the inside. And then matching it to top to the vanishing point on the right. So I got a big window. You look in, I might give it a couple lines in case they want to slide the glass this way or that way to get some fresh air in there. So I got a little bay window, and you know what? I think I'm just going to throw one more door, put a door over here so they get in the garage on the side, and then I think I'll call it for doors. And so I'm gonna make a door right here, be a little bit further closer to the ground, I'm thinking, because it's the garage. So I got a line going to the vanishing point on the left for the top of the door, going all the way down. Then I match the bottom of the door to the vanishing point on the left. And I go ahead and erase the lines on the inside of the door. Then throw some trim. Top the trim, going to the vanishing point on the left. And line going straight up and down. And then I'll do the same thing and give it, this is probably getting close to the ground, probably one step. So make a little platform where it goes out a little bit further. Match my ruler to the vanishing point on the right. It's going to come out a little bit. Match my ruler to the vanishing point on the left. Have a line going straight up and down. And match my ruler to the vanishing point on the right. And match my ruler to the vanishing point on the left. And you can erase the lines on the inside, which you don't need. So I got a little door. I might as well throw a window in this one too. So you got the top goes to the vanishing point, bottom goes to the vanishing point, and you got lines straight up and down for the sides. And then you can do some trim. You know, I think the very last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little dog door. And you get the idea. The doors, windows, even this little dog door, everything's straight to the vanishing point on the left, straight to the vanishing point on the right, or lines going straight up and down. This little dog door. You have right up here above your garage, you can either extend more siding all the way just like you did with other siding, or I'm going to kind of switch it up a little bit. I think I'm going to draw some lines stripping down for a different style board, so it's not, the house isn't looking exactly the same. And then as it gets further away, the lines will get a little closer together. Then do the same thing above the garage. Then the very last thing I think we'll do for this part of the house is I'm going to draw a little sidewalk. So the sidewalk itself, I'll go right to the edge of where I have my stairs. It might be a little bit different depending on how many stairs you have or little steps you have. But the sidewalk itself is just going to match up to the vanishing point on the left and right. So I have a little sidewalk kind of coming out. Then I'll have match this up to the vanishing point on the right. Match this up to my vanishing point on the right. And then for any lines on the sidewalk, match up the vanishing point on the left. And now they got a nice little sidewalk. So you guys get the idea. You want to throw more doors in, kind of whatever you want, as long as everything matches with the vanishing point on the left or the right, it's going to be right. and then as long as it goes straight up and down. So that's pretty much it for doors, windows, and steps in the sidewalk. So for the next session, I'm going to show you how to do a landscape and some shading, and then I'll finish this up. See you next time.